What I'll be doing today, a bunch of things. In this video, I will show you one of those things. I will be winterizing and blowing out my sprinkler system for the winter. You see my valves there for the sprinklers. I have my compressor here. I have a pipe wrench, and I have a little adapter that I'm going to connect to it. So I will show you how I do this whole process using these tools here, and I'll show you how you can do it. I know for a fact that nobody's gonna come to your house for less than $150 to do anything. So yes, they'll come in here with a big truck, with a big one of those guys. They'll hook up to your system and they'll press maybe 4 or 5 buttons, and they'll be done in maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. And you pay them and they'll be on their way. Now, if you're like me and you like to watch movies, maybe you'll just chill at home and watch some movies while they do all this stuff. Or you can come out here if you have one of these guys and you can do it yourself. So what's gonna take the longest for me is recharging this compressor here. So I have a tiny compressor and I'll probably have to run it 2 times for each sprinkler run. So that's why I will be raking my leaves. So the first thing I'll do is go in my crawl space. I have my dirty clothes on and I'll turn off my water supply to the sprinkler system. So I'm gonna go dive in there and do that stuff. Fun. Love that crawl space. Love it. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get in there. Fudge. Okay, it's gonna be nasty. Oh. Okay, you see that white pipe over there? That's my supply line for the sprinklers. And that valve over there is just a spigot valve. So when I crawl all the way back over there to turn it off, I can kind of bleed the pressure out of the system from here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that through the sprinkler heads. Okay, we're here to my sprinkler supply system. And this one's easy. See this? That if it's pointing in line with the pipe, it means it's on. Oh, done. Now, let's go back outside and blow out the system. Also, very good idea. Go around the crawl space and inspect it, just in case there's termites, water damage, something like that. It's a good idea to do it once over. Okay, now that I have shut off my water supply, I'm going to relieve some pressure from my sprinkler system. So go ahead and turn on one of your zones, whichever one you would like to, and have it blow out some of the water just from natural pressure from the line. So I'll use zone number 1. All right. After zone 1 was turned on and it looks like my system didn't have any pressure in it, so I'll go ahead and turn it off and have everything else off as well. Now we're gonna go and hook up our blowout tool. Here we are with the compressor before we go to the sprinklers. So it's very important here that you set your compressor to the right PSI. For a sprinkler system, you shouldn't exceed 80 PSI on your adjustment. So my compressor is right at 80 right now, so I'm gonna drop it down to about 75. So 75 is very good. You'll have enough air to push out the water and you should not damage your sprinkler system. So make sure you do this adjustment first before you pop that in there. My water is turned off. I have adjusted my pressure on my compressor, and now here's what I'll need to hook up in here. This is my jig or connector that will connect to the compressor to the system. Over here you'll see the port, and you have to find out what kind of thread is in here. Now once you kind of find out and approximate what thread they have in there, or just go to the store and build yourself one of these guys. I believe this is a 3/4 inch thread here, and I went to the store and I bought a bunch of stuff, so this is what I came up with: 3/4 inch male to female adapter, 1/2 inch male to female adapter, and 1/4 inch male adapter for me. Yours might look different, you'll probably have different threads, and I have 3 pieces in here. You're gonna have to build this guy out by yourself. I suggest go and get as many of these fittings as possible, and just come in here and match it up, and once that's done, this guy's good to go for years and years to come. So get your pipe wrench, get this guy out. I'll just put it in snug in there, so a lot of air doesn't escape, but you don't want it too loose so all your air will come out, but definitely put it in snug in there. Okay, give it a few turns, not too hard. Okay, that's nice and snug. So this is at 75 psi, and we'll put this in here. Okay, it's not hissing, therefore it is good to go. My compressor is very small, so I have to charge it every time it blows out, so the air blows out very quickly out of it, but it's just enough to blow out most of the water out of the system. So for each run with my small compressor, I do it 2 times. Will be enough to get most of the water out. I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now your compressor is connected, and now all you have to do is turn on your sprinkler zones. I will turn on number 2 right now. Number 2 is on, and now it opened up the valves, and the compressor is going to blow out all the water out of it, and I'll show you that. There you go. Okay. So now I'm gonna stop the system and let the compressor recharge, and let it happen one more time. 2 right now, so there's no more water in there, only mist came out, and I am done with this sprinkler run. I will go do the rest of them, and I will run my compressor twice through each one of them. So I cycled through all my lines, and everything's out of the system, all the water's out. Now I have to disconnect everything. Save this for next time. Get my original plug. I will have to put some Teflon tape on it when I connect it next year. When I turn on my system next year, it doesn't leak from here. Do a few turns. Okay. I did it clockwise, so when I screw it in, the tape doesn't come off. It is nice and snug in there. Okay. And that is it. So I'm all done with this project. Save a few $100 here by not calling anybody to do this for me. And all it took is the compressor that I had already, a pipe wrench, my little adapter that I built to connect to my system, and some white Teflon tape that's very handy to have around the house anyways. So that's all it took, and the longest time it took was to charge the compressor between sprinkler runs. So I did 2 compressor fulls for each sprinkler run, and that seemed to blow out all my water, and I blew out mist. So that's what you want to do, is you want to blow out just the mist out of the system. So thank you for watching, and I would appreciate it if you subscribe, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.